it's just, it feels like such a slap in the face. And I'm not even mad at the comics. I'm not even mad at the lady. Like, I would probably think the same thing, but like,
I don't understand it. Like, is she just like sad that people were treating her, I guess, like with additional care and consideration, like she's a Make-A-Wish kid because she was alone at the comedy club? It's like a nightmarish social situation. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, you don't have social anxiety, my friend. I mean, I would not, bro. That's patronizing as. I'm just asking. Okay, chat. This is probably the best group of motherfuckers to ask this question. This is like role reversal. This is like when I'm talking about like normal social stuff and chat doesn't understand it, and then I have to be very careful and explain to them what jokes are and things like that. Now I'm understanding, because I fully can't comprehend it. I thought like they were dunking on her or something. I didn't realize they were just like, you know, you're so brave for being here in the front row. For me, I would be like, oh, free stuff, like that's awesome, thank you for giving me gifts. For me, I'll be like, okay, I got to see some mid comedy and I got free and I got noticed, like so I'm trying to understand what the problem is. Like, I'm not making fun of her at all. I literally needed someone to offer me additional context as to why this is like very bad. I feel for her. It's a rough situation. Yeah, no, because like in that moment, I would be like, okay, they're people are, you know, they're talking about me. That's cool. Like, and then I would try to use that to my advantage to like make friends at the event. You know what I mean? I'd be like, yeah, I'm the guy. I was the lonely guy. She's literally bawling her eyes out. No, dude, I'm not saying she's faking it. You're misunderstanding me. I'm not saying that at all. I just needed additional context as to why like this would be a really bad situation that's like worthy of it's just not how I am. That's why. That's it.
Like, just for this point in my life, like, it just feels like, Jesus. Like, I don't want to go out again. I'm tired of it. I'm over it. I'm sick of it. When I try, like this happens and dating app stuck, and then I get into an Uber on the way home because I can't go.
You think saying yeah, I was a single girl is going to be endearing as a woman? No, I don't think you understand. I'm not a woman. And my question to the chat specifically was about not just her being a woman, but also social anxiety. I'm gonna be real, you ain't convincing this chat of your viewpoint. This would be their 9/11. I'm not even like making fun of her. I just wanted to understand. Jesus Christ. I haven't drank
like I wanted to because I have this giant bag full of shit to carry around, and I get in this Uber and it's this 75-year-old woman with her dogs, and she won't stop talking about her dogs and like how she got an oil change and what'd you do tonight? Was the comedy show good? And like, I'm being nice and polite, but all I can think about is like, this is gonna be me. Like, and I know that's a worst case scenario, and it's not even like that's a terrible thing.
Yo, why is she dunking on a lady now? She's just a chill ass lady, like trying to make extra cash on the side. What the
to be single all your life, but like, I just
this
can't
is like 9/11 for social anxiety. Yeah, I guess.
Feel like I'm gonna turn into this because I'm never gonna meet someone. And for everybody who's gonna tell me it'll come along when you least expect it, I've been hearing that for like 7 years, okay? I'm so sick of hearing that. There's such a thing as people that just don't find their person and don't get married. So like,
she's not right. No, that's not a thing, dude. No, I'm not Mr. Natural. Like, I'm not gonna be like, it's in our nature, but it kind of is. This is like one of the few things that is. And for the record, it's also not that bad to be alone either. The point is being comfortable in your own skin, which clearly she is not. That's what she needs to work on. Oh, he's getting biological. Oh no. No, I just mean like we're a social animal. I think that this is just a very emotional moment for her, paired up with her social anxiety. She had like a traumatic experience, but ultimately, number one, being alone is not that bad. It's about being comfortable being alone and learning to find comfort in being alone. And secondly, there are so many people on this planet. Statistically speaking, it is virtually impossible fundamentally to be this defeatist about like ever finding a person that you can enjoy the company of that will also reciprocate those feelings is literally insane. Sorry, you're out of your freaking mind, dude. There are so many people out there. That's crazy. I'm not discounting her personal experiences here at all, but I think that Hassan is hot. He doesn't get a chat. First of all, I wasn't always. And secondly, it doesn't matter. That's neither here nor there. Who's doing biological predeterminism now, chat? This is the first step to incel behavior, by the way. You're taking the first step on the long and treacherous and very dangerous pathway towards becoming a incel. When you start talking about like, oh, dude, well, I'm not hot, so, you know, therefore I'm destined to be alone. What do you think? Where do you think those people come from? Where do you think those incels derive from, dude? That's the starting point. There is no such concept. That's not real. The idea that you're like too ugly and therefore you will never find another person is ridiculous. Also, she's not ugly, so it doesn't even work for her. It's just you're wallowing in your own self-pity and engaging in self-loathing. That's all you're doing. And it can be a very comforting feeling to feel sad for yourself. And it's even more comforting when you find other people who are just as sad, who will tell you, no, you're right, actually. Fuck this guy, Hassan. He's a piece of shit. He's hot. He doesn't get it. And then all of a sudden, before you know it, you know, they're blackpilling you. Is very toxic. That's why I don't spend any time, any moment on that kind of bullshit. That's why I always say everyone can be a 7. Attraction is subjective. Yes, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Everyone can be a 7, which, you know, I'm not using like the 0 to 10 concept here. I'm just simply saying that like everyone has the capacity to become the best version of themselves. And once you do achieve that, or even when you're on that journey to achieve that, you are going to develop something called confidence. It's very important. I think that we have a crisis of confidence. Many people are understandably, as a consequence of like, whether it be social media, whether it be mass media consumption, consistently being beamed about perfect bodies and perfect visuals and perfect lifestyles, that breeds a ton of hostility, resentment, pushes us further into isolation, and makes us deeply insecure. Live your life, set goals for yourself, work to achieve them, and you will slowly but surely, I promise you, slowly but surely begin to be a more confident, self-reliant person. And in that process, the more confident you become, the more self-reliant you are, the more comfortable you are in your own skin, the better people will treat you. That's it.
Realist. And the realist in me is starting to think like that's gonna be me. And I'm depressed now over it. As pathetic as that sounds. And yeah, yeah.
She just doesn't want to be lonely. I think it just comes down to that. It's very relatable, so she made the video. Yeah, no, I understand that. I totally understand that. The only part I think issue was when she basically said like, oh, I'm destined to be alone. I've always heard from people that like, you'll find your person. F those people. When is it going to happen? And it's like, yeah, the major reason why it's not happening for you is not because there isn't a person out there for you. It's because you haven't readied yourself for that at all. You're not getting it at all. She has the confidence, but that doesn't substitute for a partner. OMG, you have such a male take on the situation. It actually hurts to hear. Wait, what? I don't think so. I don't think so. That level of social anxiety and that like going into that experience and having it be this traumatic. And I know this is going to hurt the feelings of a lot of chatters who probably see themselves in her shoes right now, will most likely not want to recognize that there is still some unresolved stuff going on. She's not saying she's being single is bad. She's fine with being alone, but society isn't. It's just reflective of how single women are treated after a certain point in life. Like they're pitiful and their existence is miserable. Is a miserable one everyone should fear. But she fears it. She literally pointed to a 75-year-old Uber driver woman with dogs that she acts like is already single. She made inferences that woman was alone, not knowing anything about her perspective or her life, and then said that was something that she fears becoming. So you're wrong. You're trying to wokeify this and trying to have a rad femme take in this situation. She said that. So obviously that paired up with the fact that she's going on these like dating event apps and means that like she is looking for someone because she is genuinely terrified of being alone. The part that doesn't really make a lot of sense is that she sat in the front row with someone with a tremendous amount of social anxiety, which she didn't really say she has. I think that was a chat inference. That was just chat projecting, maybe. The point is not for me to make you feel bad, by the way, chatters. The point is for me to make you feel good and be more hopeful. I hate defeatist attitudes like this. I think it's cancer. You're not understanding the point I'm trying to make at all, because you look to me as someone who's already, I guess, overcome some of these things, and then immediately you think, much like many others, that at the top of the hour there's not going to be a 3-minute ad break, but there will be. This is a byproduct of the fact that there aren't enough Chad Vice episodes happening in this goddamn community for me to solve your problems. I think you have to admit that the current social system of social capitalism is broken. Yes, of course, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't just like, guys, the same principle exists for leaving a better future for the next generation, putting your best foot forward. The same principle of improvement exists within self-improvement, consistently progressing towards a goal where you better yourself. So it's the exact same concept. You don't do things, you don't do advocacy because, you know, people are going to like you and people are going to say, hey, good job, thank you.